Hi, Bill Psycholic, National Parks Marathon Project. Wanted to answer a question I get quite frequently. People ask me, they say, Bill? And I say, yes. They say, what kind of hydration pack do you use while you're running these marathons in the national parks? Well, let me tell you. It's the Salomon Trail 20 hydration pack. I did a little research when I was preparing for this trip, and I wanted to find something that was very light and had a few different pockets around the waist strap. It was able to carry at least around 4 liters of water, since I was figuring that there won't be a lot of places to refill sometimes when I'm out in the national parks. And I came across this one. I had read that a lot of ultra runners like this because it's very, very light. It's a completely unstructured backpack, doesn't have any sort of thick material at the bottom, but the nylon that it is made of is very tough. The back has their air vent technology to help keep you cool, so a little cushioning there against your back so whatever you put in there doesn't rub the wrong way, and also has little air holes to allow air to flow. Has these 2 pockets, as I mentioned. One is already full here, full of my gels for my marathon tomorrow at Crater Lake National Park. And then this one, they call it a trash pocket, but I actually put gels in there as well. I think it's just quicker access to get them than it is to unzip and rezip the pocket here. It has adjustments on either shoulder strap, as you would imagine. Also has straps for the lap belt that I find actually pretty comfortable. Again, despite being fairly unstructured, it's still pretty tough. And then it also has a chest strap, which I really like. My packs to have chest straps. Some do, some don't. I like it. I think it helps keep it from shuffling around too often. The pack that I bought came with a 2-liter Hydrapak bladder on the inside. Again, this is already full for my marathon tomorrow. It attaches to the top of the pack through this little strap, which again I thought was going to fail, but even after 14 marathons in trail off-road conditions has held up quite nicely. The one thing I was also a little worried about is the pack is kind of held to the hydration bladder is held to the pack using this little clip that goes on this strap, and I was afraid I was going to lose it, and it is quite easy, I think, to lose if you're not paying attention. So I bought a couple of extra spring clasps just in case I lose this one. So far so good. And I mentioned that I wanted a pack that could take up to about 4 liters or so. Right now, like I said, there's only a 2-liter bladder in there, and that's what came with it. I actually bought separately a 3-liter Hydrapak bladder, which fits perfectly in this bag. Comes right up to the top. You're able to attach it to the back of the pack using the strap and the little clip. It fits nicely. Then it also has this pack 2 side pockets here, which fit 2 bottles very, very nicely. There are straps underneath that you can actually use to tie down the bottles so they don't flop around, although I've not had that problem. And if you put together the 3-liter pack and the 2 bottles that I put in here, that gets me to a little over 4 liters. So that is sort of where I was shooting, and this pack was able to let me do that without having a lot of extra weight in the pack itself. So I'm very, very happy with this pack. There's one interesting drawback to this pack that I noticed when I first used it. So the hose that it comes with in the Hydrapak, in this case, actually has an insulation sleeve over the hose, and it slides down like most normal packs do through the shoulder, down through a strap loop here, and then it has this sort of extra sleeve, which you can see here, which I'm not going to feed the hose through, but kind of goes like this, and then the hose comes out and you drink from it. What that allows you to do is that's sort of their method of keeping the hose from flopping around when you're running. Some of the other packs use a magnet, some of the other packs use a clip. This one, they decided to just sort of keep it on the side and not across your chest, and use this little sleeve. So the very first time I used this, and I tried it several different ways, for me, when you have the hose in that little sleeve here and you go to drink, unfortunately there's not enough distance in the hose to get to your mouth without kinking the hose. So I end up wondering why there wasn't a lot of liquid flowing, and I thought, well, maybe the valve is off or it's closed or something. But what was happening is I was kinking the hose in this little sleeve. So since then, what I've done is I've taken it out of that little sleeve. I've kept it in the little guide here at the top, and I just set it across my body, and I tuck it into the chest strap when I have the pack actually on. And I find that works okay. I haven't had it rub the wrong way against my chest, although I imagine that could happen. So that's been a reasonable way to get around this little design flaw, in my opinion. If they just added a little clip or used magnets like some of the others across the chest, I've never felt that was very bothersome. That would kind of eliminate this issue. I think they could possibly also use a longer hose so that instead of kinking here, you'd have more hose to get up to your mouth. That's another option, although that would kind of defeat the purpose because then the hose would hang down and flop around. But otherwise, this has been an outstanding pack. Very, very, very light. There is almost no structure to it. The inside is one big pocket where I put all the things that I take when I go on the runs, everything from the my shell, my rain shell, and food, first aid kit, things like that. GPS, handheld GPS, I'll put in here as well, unless I need it in my hand. It does have one extra little sort of stretchy pocket right here, where I normally put in a plastic bag my cell phone and my car keys. Sometimes I'll also put my ID and some money, just in case. You never know if you want to call Uber on the way home. Otherwise, I really enjoy this pack. I think that if it were to fail at any point, I would buy another one. I haven't seen anything else like this that gives the size that I wanted, which was right around 20 liters, the weight, the very light weight that I was looking for, and that is comfortably able to take a 3-liter Hydrapak plus bottles. So if you're looking for something that serves that kind of purpose, I think that this would be a great pack for long distance running where you need to carry a lot of water, or just a regular round pack for all of your trail runs and adventures. Hope this was helpful, and I plan to do more of these. Thanks a lot. Just wanted to throw in a short postscript to that last video. You're probably wondering why I didn't have the 3-liter Hydrapak bladder in the pack. Well, during my last run at Olympic National Park, the 3-liter bladder actually sprung a leak. The 3-liter bladders have a baffle in there to help keep the liquid from bouncing around too much, and that baffle had separated from the actual bladder material and caused a leak, which drained all down my back and into my shoes. Luckily it was a nice day, it wasn't too bad, but I have a new 3-liter bladder on order, and I look forward to getting back in that pack so I have enough water when I'm out on my runs. Thanks a lot. Look forward to talking to you soon.